If you're an early stage founder and you're nervous because you don't have revenue yet and you need money to make money, this video is for you. Most founders wait too long to pitch and build relationships or talk to investors because they think traction only equates to money and they're not ready yet. But traction is simply evidence that your business is working or will work. And revenue is one kind of evidence, not the only kind. I'm going to show you how to talk about traction confidently, even if you're pre-revenue, pre-launch, or still validating your idea. Investors and funders don't just want numbers. Yes, that's an important piece of it. They are really looking for proof that people care, that you're solving a real problem, and that you're the one who can build this despite not having a former billion-dollar exit yet. Traction can include things like conducting your own surveys of potential customers to gather industry data, LOIs known as letters of intent, wait lists of potential buyers, prototypes, press awards, or recognition of any kind, even IP like being patent pending. Traction is simply signs of life, signals of momentum, and proof that you're not guessing and that you're going to stick by this and the market wants it. So if you have any forward movement, you have traction. And when you don't have big revenue yet, talk about traction across these three categories. Pillar one would be proof, not sales. How many potential customers have you talked to, surveyed, interviewed, or added to your waitlist, and quantify it? Not dozens. What does dozens mean? Or is it a few hundred? How much does that mean? If you're not willing to have conversations, investors won't give you the time of day. It's not about your opinion it will work or people will pay or that there's a need. You have to prove it. So some examples could be like 200 plus customer interviews, 1,000 person email waitlist. But let me be clear that growing an Instagram account isn't a waitlist because followers don't always equate to buyers. So these are very different. 70% of beta users say they'd pay, or 40 plus positive testimonials, or maybe any pilot success stories, even if there's only 2 or 3 of them. Could be letters of intent from enterprise clients. But investors don't need a finished product. You just need proof that you're solving a real problem that people actually care about right now. So talk about the pain point, the conversations you've had, any repeated patterns you're hearing, the early testers who won't shut up about wanting this, or the waitlist that you built from thin air or organically. You're showing investors that even without revenue, that there is momentum in demand. You want to create urgency and that the solution is one people are kind of already pulling towards. So when you're talking traction as a pre-revenue, early stage founder, your real secret weapon is pillar 2, team plus you. Investors don't just bet on numbers, they bet on the person building the company. So if you don't have a big team yet, you kind of become that traction and leverage. You want to brag strategically, highlight your track record, the hard skills you bring to the table, any scrappy wins you've created with limited resources, maybe any even advisors or contractors or support who've given you an unfair advantage. This matters because to an investor, early traction is proof of capability. And the strongest signal you can send is that you're the kind of founder who executes with or without a full team and full bank account behind you. Pillar 3 is product confidence. Investors want to see that you're not just talking to customers, but turning those insights into something real. You don't need a fully polished or perfect product or built platform, but you do want to show some sort of progress from maybe early wireframes, samples, an MVP, working prototype, even a manual version you've been running behind the scenes or features you've built because customers specifically asked for them. This matters because pre-revenue traction isn't just proof of demand, it's proof that you can execute. Investors back founders who build fast, learn fast, and ship fast, even with limited resources. Here's what's also not to say when you're pre-revenue. There are a few phrases that instantly tank investor confidence, not because you're early, but because they signal you haven't done the work. You're not going to say something like, "We don't have traction yet." Investors here, "We haven't talked to anyone and don't know if this matters." Or, "We just need funding to start building." Investors here, "We can't execute on anything without money, and I'm not willing to be scrappy. Everyone we talk to loves the idea." Investors here, "You talk to your friends, not real customers. Where's your waitlist?" Or, "There isn't any competition or anything in the market like this." Investors here, "We haven't researched the market." Or, "We're going to capture 1% of a $15 billion market." Investors here, "We don't understand the reality of your go-to-market market strategy. Even if you're early, you should still be building relationships with funders and investors now, long before you need the money. Even ask what kind of KPIs they want to see before you go back to pitch them. The founders who win are the ones who show up early, they stay visible, they build trust months before they ever open a round or even consider investors. Because investors don't write checks to strangers. They back the people they've watched execute, learn, and grow over time. So start planting those seeds today. The worst time to fundraise is when you're desperate. Best time is when you've already built the relationships that make the yes really easy, and it will allow you to be picky in the long run. If you have more questions about how to communicate as an early stage founder, drop them below.